Manish, you come and sit on this chair. Have you noticed what had happened to the cushion where Manish sat?
Ma'am, it was compressed downwards.
Do you know what is this phenomena called?
No, ma'am.
This is called pressure. Pressure is a force acting on a unit area. Pressure is equal to force divided by area. In order to understand the concept of pressure, I show you an example. Two ladies with same weight, one is wearing pointed heel sandals and other is wearing flat sandals standing on the sand. Now the student, you tell me, whose feet would sink more?
Ma'am, the lady with pointed heel.
Yes, correct answer. Do you know why?
No, ma'am.
Lady with pointed heel applies force on smaller area of sand, whereas lady with flat sandals applies same force on a larger area of the sand. The smaller the area on which force acts, greater the impact of force. Thus, in considering the action of force on surface, we must think of a force acting on a unit area rather than the total force. If two similar bricks are placed in two different ways, the same force can produce different pressure depending on area over which it acts. Force acts over large area produces less pressure. Force acts over small area produces more pressure. Therefore, pressure is the force acting perpendicularly on a unit area of the object. If force acting perpendicular is called the thrust. Therefore, pressure is equal to thrust divided by area. SI unit of pressure is Pascal. 1 Pascal is equal to Newton divided by meter square. That is, PA is equal to N divided by M square. 1 kilopascal is equal to 1000 pascals. There are many applications to increase and decrease the pressure by decreasing and increasing the area. Smaller the area, for example, sharp knife cuts easily. Force of our hand falls over very small area, producing more pressure. Number 2, pointed nail sinks into the wood easily. For large area, tractor with number of wheels. Number 3, bridges with broad bases. Number 4, school bags with broad straps. Number of tires of the heavy truck is more than 4, which enable the tires to carry more weight and to prevent from bursting and sinking into the ground. Wooden sleepers kept below railway tracks spread the weight of passing train over large area, which reduces pressure and prevent them from sinking into the ground. Pressure in fluids. Hello students, yesterday we studied about the pressure exerted by solid objects. Today our topic is pressure exerted by fluids.
Ma'am, what is fluid?
The substance which can flow easily are called fluids. Give me some examples of fluids.
Water, cold drink, milk.
Yes, but all liquids and gases are fluids. Fluids even exert upward pressure in all directions. How do you feel when you swim?
We feel light.
Yes, it means you lose some weight and water pushes you up. So whenever an object is immersed in water, it appears to lose some weight and feels lighter. This tendency of liquid to exert an upward force on an object placed in it is called buoyancy. Buoyant force. The upward force acting on an object immersed in a liquid is called buoyant force, and it is also called upthrust. Causes of buoyant force. Let us take a block A, B, C, D. It is immersed in a liquid. Pressure exerted by water at the surface CD is equal to P1 It is in upward direction. Pressure exerted by the water at surface AB is equal to P2. It is in downward direction. Here P1 is greater than P2 and height H1 is greater than height H2. Force exerted on CD is equal to F1, which is equal to P1A. Force exerted on AB is equal to F2 is equal to P2A. Here P1 is greater than P2, therefore F1 is greater than F2. Thus buoyant force acting on the block is equal to Fb. Fb is equal to F1 minus F2. Fb is equal to A within the whole bracket P1 minus P2. Thus the upthrust on a body is due to the liquid arises on account of pressure difference between lower and upper surface of the body immersed in the liquid. Factors affecting upthrust. Number 1. Volume of the object immersed in the liquid. Number 2. Density of the liquid.